A Wizard Tower.
Return of Gelu review.
Nice wolf armor, by the way. Hey! Lion Hero. He is going to be a special guest in this Terraria series.
Greetings, comrades. This is 88 Gelu here, finally with my Danian compost deck. Requested once again by one of my subscribers. So, thanks again. I've been waiting a long time to make another chaotic video. Now, for once, it's actually a good thing that my camera doesn't have that high quality. That way you can't see the codes. Yeah. So, first up, let's start with the front line. We have Elhad. While Elhad is in your discard pile, Mandiblors you control gain Outperform Courage 5. His 105 Courage, 45 Power, 70 Wisdom, 90 Speed, no Music counters, Earth attacks, and 50 HP. And I have equipped him with the Bio Motorcycle. Equip creature has range and swift 1. Sacrifice Bio Motorcycle. Target creature gains range and swift 1. The battle gear begins the game face up. Now the reason that I gave him the Bio Motorcycle is pretty much you want to sacrifice Elhad as quickly as you can to activate Hydrome's Hive ability. But before that, you want to sacrifice his battle gear, the Bio Motorcycle, and also give its ability, range and swift 1, to Makanaz. That way Makanaz has both a good who is one of the most powerful creatures in this deck, has a good chance of dealing a lot of damage to their back row muges, as well as also having a decent chance of getting destroyed, which isn't an overall bad thing, as I'm going to get to. So, as discussed, let's go to Makanaz. While Makanaz is in your discard pile, Mandiblors you control gain 15 energy. Sorry for all the reflective light. It's the cases on my cards. He has 85 courage, 85 power, 55 wisdom, and 85 speed. Honestly, this guy's stats makes him a beast. He has fire and earth. Now this is mainly an earth, courage, and water, and a little water. He has 70 HP. So to give him water, I gave him an Orcus of Undin. Now give me a second, folks, and I'll just start removing the cases. Okay, guys, now we're back. So let's move on to the last of the first line. This is Ivlan. 90 courage, 55 power, 70 wisdom, and 85 speed. This doesn't seem to have stopped the reflectiveness in the slightest. He has 55 HP and water attacks and 2 magician counters. His ability is Ivlan is in your discard pile. Mandiblors you control gain 25 to all disciplines. Once again, that's pretty good. Oh, and his battle gear, of course. I gave him a Citadel Lodestone to give him earth attacks. Then we have Hydrome, one of the main attackers of this deck. Hydrome gains 15 energy, and creatures engaged with it lose 15 energy, so pretty much intimidate energy 15. So far, he has the best hive ability of any creatures that I own. He has 80 courage, 40 power, 50 wisdom, and 30 speed. He has 1 music counter, earth and water attacks, and 55 energy. I gave him an evergreen tunic. This will give him plus 20 energy, giving him a total of 75. And if he has his hive activated, which he should, he would have a total of 90 energy, making him pretty much indestructible. Then we have Irabek. Earth and water. Water 5. Hive. Irabek gains 10 energy. We don't need to worry about his brainwash techs. 80 courage, 25 power, 50 wisdom, 60 speed, and 1 Muja counter. His battle gear is the Drill Dozer. Gives him plus 20 energy, making his energy 80. And last, we have Mian. Mian has air, earth, and water. 55 energy, 0 Muja counters, 80 courage, 65 power, 50 wisdom, 40 speed. Mian has an additional 5 energy for each creature in all discard piles. So, main reason why she's at the back of the deck, or he. If all your creatures are destroyed, that's already plus 25 energy, giving her a total of 80, not including the battle gear, and also not including creatures in your opponent's grave. The Citadel Fragments, she gets an additional 5 energy and 5 to all disciplines for each element type she has. And then we have the Mujiks. Firstly, there was a total of 5 base Mujic counters for these Mujiks. So, either way, you're going to have to go without one. The first one is Chorus of Apparition. 2 Mujic counters. Sacrifice an unengaged Mandiblor, then return target danian from your discard pile to play with no Mujic counters in the battle board space where the sacrificed Mandiblor was. If you control only danians, return it to any open space instead. Then we have Ancestral Anthem. 0 Mujic counters. Remove a creature card from your general discard pile from the game. If you did, activate Hive. Empowering Encore. Target creatures gain all element types of creatures in your discard pile. Give me a minute. Alright. Intense Polyphony. 2 Mujic counters, activate Hive. If a creature has taken 15 or more attack damage this turn, it instead costs 0. Unsung. Target danian gains 10 energy. If Hive is active, it also gains 10 courage for each danian you control. And last, Cartharaz Cacophony. Heal 5 energy to your engaged creature for each element type it has. If you control only danians, also deal 5 damage to the opposing engaged creature for each element type that creature has. I know that there are probably some Mujiks I could have chose better with, but, well, that's just how it worked. Now for locations. We have Mount Pillar Reservoir. Liberated. Initiative Danian. When Mount Pillar Reservoir is revealed, each player infects an uninfected creature he or she controls. That's mainly to mess up your opponent's Mujiks, because if they're infected, they can't play any of their tribal Mujic. Then we have Foothold Assault Trench. Initiative Wisdom. If all creatures a player controls are the same tribe, that player's engaged creatures deal an additional 5 attack damage, which will also work well with the Infect. Ropa Shack Chimreg. Initiative Mujic counters. When a Ropa Shack Chimreg becomes the active location, each player places a Mujic counter on creature they control, which means you'd be able to play all of your Mujics. Then we have Mapedian Mirage. Initiative Danian. All creatures gain Swift. Mirage, if a creature can move into the space, it must do so. That's mainly for the initiative. I didn't have many good locations. Next up, we have the Hive Gallery. Initiative Earth. Engaged creatures gain Outperform Courage 5. Damage dealt by power is reduced by 5. Generally, you're going to want to have 2 of those in your deck. And preferably instead of Mapedian Mirage. Ropa Shack Condensation Ceremony. Initiative Earth. Creatures without water cannot spend Mujic counters to play Mujic or ability. So the only one that'd be bad for is Elahad, which you're gonna want to sacrifice anyway, and also if Mankaz loses his battle gear. Then we have the Swamp Tomb. Initiative Fire. Engage creatures with the lowest courage fail all checks on attacks they play. Pretty darn useful. Once again, if you have 2 of those, I'd recommend putting that in. Probably instead of maybe Foothold Assault Trench, just because that could be a good advantage to your opponent too, because generally people don't use multi-tribe decks. Next, we have Elementire. Initiative Elementalist. At the beginning of combat, engaged creatures gain 5 energy for each element type they have. Once again, that could be replaced by something else. Then we have 2 Mount Pillar Reservoirs. Initiative Water. Engaged creatures gain Fireproof 10. Danians gain Water 5. And now, attacks. We have Earth Pulse, 15 Earth damage. Clear Slide, 5 Earth damage. If the opposing engaged creature has Earth, this deals none. Petrifying Power, 5 Earth damage. If your opponent has the active location, this deals none. Earth Shape, gain Earth. Streaks, 2 Streak Strikes. 5 Earth damage, stat check speed 50, deal 5 damage, stat check courage 50, deal 5 damage. Tectus Strike. 10 base damage, 10 earth damage, stat check courage 60, deal an additional 10 damage. Spirit Gust, stat check courage 50, deal 5 damage. Shadow Strike, challenge courage 15, deal 10 damage. Daunting Bravery, 5 base damage, challenge courage 15, deal 10 damage. Stat check courage 50, opposing engaged creature loses 15 courage. Enlightened Tenacity, 5 earth damage, stat check courage 30, deal 5 damage, stat check courage 50, deal 5 damage, stat check courage 70, deal 5 damage. Charge of the Brave, 2 of them. Challenge courage 5, deal 10 damage, challenge courage 30, deal 10 damage, challenge courage 50, deal 10 damage. Incessant Wave, 10 base damage, 5 water damage, stat check courage 60, deal 5 damage. Flood Force, 15 water damage. Tidal Surge, 5 water damage. Tidal Surge deals 0 if the opposing engaged creature has any Mujic counters. Swarming Destruction, 5 base damage, 5 earth, and 5 water. If you control non-Danians, this does 0. 2 of those, and then a Torrent of Water. Earth 5, water 5, water gain 10 courage. So yeah, guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for a chaotic deck or just any improvements I could put to this deck, I'd be very glad to hear them. So yeah, guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.